look at this. So, this is War Hospital. It's just released today. It's a bit like a World War I military hospital simulator, but it's probably not too hardcore simulator realistic. I've not played it, so we'll have a look in and see how it goes. That went off the screen a little bit too fast for me to read comfortably, but it's nice that they've got a tribute in there to military hospital and medical personnel.
My dear son, I was unable to stop the events that led to the fact that today I am going to the front and you are no longer there. You cannot imagine how much pain I carry in my heart. With your death, I question the sense of my continued existence.
This must be some kind of joke.
But fate throws me to a place where I might be able to save your colleagues and many others.
I think this guy's a retired doctor who's been called back into the service. His son's obviously died in the war. And he feels like he can do his bit to maybe help his son's mates out and companions. Who knows? I don't think it's based on any sort of true events or true history. Keep the morale high. Take good care of your staff. Yeah, ain't that always the case? We have staff.
Hello, sir. My name is Grissing, the head doctor of this hospital. If I may speak freely, sir, we expected more than just an officer's rank to support our current situation. The Hun could break through our lines at any moment now.
Head Doctor, mind your tongue. This is our new commander in charge. Sir, I'm delighted that someone with your experience is joining us. I recall your work in London very well.
Praveen Kumar, head engineer. If you want something done, you should come to me, sir.
Major Henry Wells. As you all know, I was directed here to manage this hospital. I will count on your professionalism, regardless of your private opinions about me.
If I may, sir, we have wounded that are already waiting in casualty clearing station. We should tend to them first.
Agreed.
Okay.
We should not let them wait any longer.
To start, decisions must be made about their fate, sir. Their files are already waiting for you in casualty clearing station.
Okay, signing patients. So what it looks like we have to do is casualties come in and we have to assign them to a doctor, I think. We'll leave the tutorial section stuff on until we figure out how this works, because like I say, I am new to this. Patients are in the waiting in the casualty clearing station. Click on the red button. Not that red button. That red button. Drag a patient card on the left next to a doctor on the right. So at the moment, we've got this doctor. We can't see anything about the doctor. Can we? Okay, if I close that, maybe we can. Can't inspect the doctor. Can I inspect? Aha! So this is Tanny Wilson. The operation time, I think, is less than 1 hour. Patient state, good. This is uncomplicated, but chances of failure are certain. Okay, I think I know what this is. Let's come out there. Drag him in. I think this is going to be...
Very well, sir. Now that a decision was taken, we can start operating on these patients.
Denied? What's that? Now that the patient's been assigned, exit the building with that. Okay, so what I think is going to happen is that they're going to operate on him, and it's going to fail for the purpose of this tutorial. Once patients are assigned, they need to be carried to the operating ward. Click on the casualty clearing station. There are no medics assigned to the clearing station, so it's not working properly. We need to change that. Click on the assignment button. Okay. Drag one of the available medic teams to one of the slots in the casualty clearing station. I guess we'll just put the first... Oh. Guess we'll put the first ones in then? We have we have a cemetery. Okay. Well, I won't put anyone in there yet.
Sir, medics are on the way.
Job well done. Now that the medics are assigned to the clearing station, wait until the patient is carried to operating ward. To operating ward. Should not be the operating ward. And the operation is performed. You can see all the progress on the operation on the top part of the screen. Can we? Not there, I can't. Is this... Right, this is the operating ward. Here we go. Who have we got coming in? We've got... I'm guessing he's a doctor with a knife over his head. He's not... Maybe he's a rogue. I don't know. With some backstab. Maybe. Anyway, have any of you guys been excited for this game? I've not really heard of it until just before Christmas when I got the offer of it to stream. So I said, yep, sure, send it over. I'll take a look when it releases. But I know sometimes when I stream a new game, people say, oh yeah, wow, I've been waiting for this one. So I just wondered if any of you lot had heard about it. So what is going on? If I click on this... Aha! So, Tanny Wilson has been operated on. I have a feeling there's someone screaming and groaning. I don't think there's anything we need to do about it. Oh god, there's a cemetery there. There's a lot of bodies in these graves. Right, how's this looking? Because we can... Oh, it's nearly done.
Sir, I'm afraid that one of our patients died during the operation.
I had a feeling that was going to
How did it
happen.
happen? Was it a mistake or an oversight?
No, sir. It was just bad luck. The patient was too weak to survive the operation, and we could do nothing more to save him. Maybe with better equipment we could do something, but the sad reality is that we cannot save them all.
I understand. Then we need to prepare his body to be buried. According to directives from HQ, all deceased are to be buried in place. Too many bodies to transport home, I'm afraid.
So we're going to chuck him in there. Hey, Hondo Duke, who made this game? That's a good question. Let's find out. The handle on Twitter is just War Hospital Game, but let's have a look. It'll say on here, won't it, on the Steam page. Hey, Mills. Never heard of it, but seems an interesting concept. Frostpunk style. I think you might be right with there. Frostpunk's got like this dark outlook on it, hasn't it? Where does it say the developer on here then? Here we go. Developer Brave Lamb Studio. And the publisher is that Nason or Nacon? Brave Lamb Studio. I don't know if they're a new one. I'm not overly familiar with them. I've heard of this one though. Just all War Hospital stuff. That's from Brave Lamb. And from these guys, does it list their stuff? Blood Bowl? Hang on, is this... Yeah, okay, it's them. Steel Rising. Hunting Simulator. I haven't come across. Paranoia. I might have come across that one. Gangs of Sherwood. Wasn't that... There was a Robin Hood game. No, it's not that one. Okay, Gangs of Sherwood. That's something else then. Oh, they've done RoboCop Rogue City. Okay, I know that one. So that's actually been quite well received. Patients can die during operations. When that happens, they need to be buried. Click on the cemetery. There's this assignment again. Okay, let's assign a pair of medics. Bo Carter. Chuck him in the cemetery with his mate, Jack Porter.
Sir, medics are on the way.
Good. And I'm going to guess that they will just come from wherever their staff quarters are and take those guys. We're out of surgical supplies. We need to get some, otherwise... We need to, like, order our own supplies. Okay. I just figured they'd be sent as required. When in such situations, you can order resources to arrive shortly. Click on the train station to continue. Click on order resources. Click on the plus symbol next to surgical supplies, select 40 of them and press order. I'm just going to do what the tutorial tells me to do from now on. Or from this point until we figure out exactly what's going on. So it's going to take 4 hours to come by train. A long way away to the supply depot then for some bandages, isn't it? Confirm order. So we can basically not do any more operations. Oh, I see. Right, so these little sticking plasters, these are surgical supplies. I've seen them on the patient card. So that must be an indication of how many supplies per patient it's going to require. Ordering supplies is costly. We can't rely on it in the long run. That's why we should produce some of it here in the hospital. Build a pharmacy. Really? Not just like a forward supply tent or something like that that brings in medical supplies. We're going to build our own pharmacy? Assign engineers. Should I put them both in? I mean, there's no reason why I shouldn't, I think. They're on engineering. Oh, should I have put them in there? No, I think I should have. I'm not sure if I've done the right one there, actually. We'll soon see. Yeah, it was the right one. You can see the progress of building improvements in the top part of the screen. Now wait until the construction is finished. When it says the top part of the screen, I think it must mean this bit. Okay, got it. Ah, nice. We can zoom right in. Like, ooh, that was freaky. You can do that manually with the mouse as well, so it's not too bad. Is this?
Sir, engineers reached the construction site.
Oh, you can see them working. That's kind of cool. Hey, Halloween. And Finn, welcome back. Yeah, new game today. Just released today. This is War Hospital. It's like a World War I military hospital. I won't say simulator now. I did call it that before. It's clearly not like that. As Mill said, it feels more like a Frostpunk style game themed around military hospital. Hey, Catherine, welcome back. Nice to see you there. All I need is a bottle of chamomile oil and some crystals. That will get them back up and running. That'll regrow limbs, won't it? They've been blasted off with artillery. I can speed up time, actually. So now that the pharmacy is built, we can start producing supplies. Is it going to tell me how? More wounded will likely arrive soon. We should start manufacturing surgical supplies to prepare for surgeries now that we've built the pharmacy. Now that the pharmacy is built, you should start producing supplies. Click on the pharmacy to continue. Let me just put this back to normal speed in case things get out of hand. Enter the assignment view. Okay. Drag at least one of the available engineers to one of the slots in the pharmacy. Close the view and you're done. Right, okay. So these guys are resting for 30... Oh, it's because that's on, that's why. Let's put them both in. It did say at least. I'm gonna go both. Now the engineers are assigned to supply production. Surgical supplies will be produced over time. Great. Okay, I think we're up and running. This reminds you of Siege, Survival, Gloria Victis.
Engineers reached the pharmacy.
Oh yeah, I played that briefly. I didn't get far into it, but I did play it briefly. New patients have arrived. Accept and close. I've got to operate on patients. Right.
New patient arrived.
Do you know what we could do with? I would like... Is there like a key binding, gameplay? I've got language and tutorials. I can't do any key bindings or anything. What I would like is like... It'd be nice if I could assign spacebar to pause or something so I can change it. I don't know how drastic it is to pause the game all the time. But I feel like whilst we're learning this, it would be nice to have on. What does that do? Oh, that takes me straight to the patient's, the casualty clearing station. Okay, that's good to know. I'm not hiding bodies already, Catherine. They died through natural causes on the operating table. It was nothing to do with me. I will say, this game is one that I think is sailing in... It's close to the wind, dealing with like military casualties. I know I play war games, and I don't have any hang-ups about them. But as long as this handles the theme quite respectfully, I'll be happy. But we'll see how it does it. So we've got two guys. We've got... Name Eastern Bridge... Oh, it's... Right, okay. When you look at the card, watch this. It's got name, and then it's got Eastern Bridgewater, and it runs into the two. It's no, like, there's no space. Is that a sergeant? So, let's have a look. He's got a demanding operation with no chance of failure. It's not going to get more complicated. And simplification changes. We'll see what that means. Warrant Officer 2nd Class, 7th Division. From Somerset in the UK. Married with 4 children. Former electrician. I suppose there could be. Then, yeah, they would have electricity back then, wouldn't they? Maybe not so much in Somerset, being a very rural county. I think they were still burning witches to provide nighttime illumination back in Somerset in the early 1900s, but... Let's have a look. He carried a wounded medic off the battlefield on his back. Oh, legend. Right, he's going in first. So we assign him first. And then we've got Tingzi Cho. Captain. What army? 1st Infantry Division. Joined in 1908. He's from... what they've done, and I don't know if they've done this for inclusivity, they've gone like all manner of backgrounds and cultures and names mixed in with all manner of countries. Now, I don't know if they've done that for the inclusivity thing, or they've done that to move away from the maybe being too closely resembling real families or history. Perhaps, I don't know. Not that it bothers me either way. In separation, no children, former salesman, his 3 brothers died at the front. Okay, I think we just assign him. Although, I don't know if we have the materials to actually... Does it say... It doesn't say how many materials they're going to need to be operating. Anyway, I don't think it matters at this point. Let's exit. Denied? Hang on, what did that say? No, that wasn't the screen. What was the screen? That one. Denied? Patients that will not be operated on and are only provided palliative care until they die. Their death has a smaller impact on morale. Oh, so we get to decide. Right, okay. I guess when things are just too busy, we've got to make the choice, right? Wasn't there some sort of surgery simulator game back in the old days? There was, what have we got? There's the theme hospital games. There is a surgery simulator that's a VR thing, I think, where you actually go in with your VR goggles and you're moving things around and, I don't know, pulling kidneys out. But the best surgery simulator of all time, I think you'll all agree, is the tabletop board game... Damn, what was it called? What was that game called? Where you had like the board game thing, electronic thing. You had a guy with a flashing red nose. You had to go in with the tweezers and take the bones out or the kidneys out. And if you touched the sides, his nose would flash. Operation? I should have remembered that, shouldn't I? That was classic. I'm sure that's trained many a doctor and surgeon. Hey, Upendra. How's it going? You think this is going to be a horror episode, Catherine? I'm sure it's not going to be quite as bad as that. Click on the casualty clearing station and then on CCS interior button to enter assigning patients view. Did we not do that? Oh, we can go inside. Yeah, we did go inside. Okay. Well, we've done it, haven't we? Switch to the surgery ward. No, that's not switching to the surgery ward. Set rest. Not enough medicine. Ah, okay. So I'm going to guess... Produce surgical supplies, which we need to do, and operate patients. Well, someone's been transferred to the operating ward. I guess we just need to do these and the pharmacy? The pharmacy's doing it. Okay, so the engineers are churning stuff out. Got it. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Upendra. Yeah, I'm curious to see how this game plays. How difficult it is. How... Well, just how it handles the whole thing around military casualties. I don't know. We'll see. I am particularly sensitive, especially to World War I stuff for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because it was like the first... Not the first brutal war. That's not right. All wars have been brutal. But the scale of it was such brutality, and people had no clue what they were getting into.
Sir, operation was successful.
Hooray! Someone's come out. We've got... Oh, alright. This is cool. We've got like a... What do you call this? A personality meter between ruthless and humanitarian. Which am I going to go? Do you know, if this was a fantasy sort of medical game, this would be really fun to play with. As this is like focused on World War I stuff, I don't think I could intentionally go down the ruthless side. So there's one called The Surgeon, and it was on Amiga and Mac. I don't remember that. I did have an Amiga, but I won't have been looking for games like that at the time. I played some great games on the Amiga. Had, I think one of my favourites, well, Wing Commander. First Wing Commander was great. Although it did struggle even to play on that. Battle of Britain game, what was it called? Their Finest Hour? Flight Sim, that was awesome. Well, it was pretty good for the time anyway. What's the big one? Oh, Blood Witch. I loved Blood Witch. The Rehabilitation Centre is not functioning properly because there is no nurse assigned. Okay, we've got a canteen as well. Right, I'm sure I got a message about doing something, but it's gone. Let's go to the rehab centre. Go inside the rehab centre. Oh, God, we have to... Right, we get to choose whether they get released from duty, go to headquarters, or send to the trenches. We have to worry about combat power. Oh, God, we maybe have more of an impact on the war than we think. Let's go to assignment. Well, let's throw a nurse into the rehab centre. And the other one... Well, let's put 2 in, because I don't really know what we're doing.
Nurses are on the way.
So where do they come from? Oh, from the staff lodging. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? This is a bit grim. This could be a bit grim. On one hand, if it is grim, if it highlights the tough choice that military medical personnel have to... Or the tough lifestyle of military medical personnel, that's fine. But, yeah, we'll see how it develops.
Reached the rehab.
I was a bit ruthless on Last Train Home. I quote, "It's okay if you die, you're expendable." Well, that was different. They didn't feel like real people. So we've got people in the rehab centre. And Eastern Bridgewater is going to be rehabbed in 5 hours. Nice. Okay, I see how this is working. What's going on in the operating ward? Can we see? We've got materials. Oh, the train arrived. Okay. No one's... What's this? Ah, wow, okay. So the doctor says, "Sir, it seems that the patient's body was able to fight off the infection on its own. Closing the wounds should be enough to help the patient recover. So if I do the procedure by the book, they have shorter rehabilitation by 8 hours. That's a lot. Or if I allow for only closing the wounds, we use 1 less medical supply." That is cheap and nasty, isn't it? So if we have a look at the patient card, they've operated. I think it's got the backgrounds on them so that we can try and decide if they're worth saving, which is brutal. I'm going to do this by the book. He deserves it. He's been wounded at the front. You guess that I get to decide if they get discharged from duty or transferred to staff duty if they've lost an arm or an eye, or just to get them off the front line. We'll have to see. I'm hoping the tutorial's going to jump up and tell me what to do in that situation. Why is this flashing red? Is this surgery?
Sir, operation was successful.
Now that the new patients went through operations, I'm sure they'll be back to health soon. Cool. And then that's where people go and rest, I'm guessing. Or maybe not. Now that the nurses are assigned to rehab centre, you can see how much time it will take to complete rehabilitation in that building panel.
Sir, new patient arrived.
Oh, that's not good. Hang on. Let's just put it on this pause a second. So there's only 1 in there at the moment. So do we have to wait for... Time to put knowledge into action. A group of wounded just arrived. Okay, let's go and take a look. Yeah, okay, so that the orderlies have to take them from the operating ward to the rehab centre. I see, okay. Give us the advantage of time. So we've got 4 people come in. The doctor is tired. The rest marker determines when the doctor will stop operating and rest. Drag the marker between patients assigned to that doctor to set it. Doctors with no patients assigned to them rest on their own. Doctors who have collapsed can't work until they regain all of their energy. Where do we see their energy? Feels a little bit like Last Train Home in some respects. So if they get exhausted, they can't do anything until they've regained everything. That's how it works in Last Train Home as well. Make sure to use rest markers when you have a lot of patients assigned. Well, we only have one doctor. We've got... So this is the number of medical supplies they're going to use. $6,644. There was... Well, let's take a look. They all look the same from this. So, Ruchern. In separation, no children, former builder. He promised his mum he would return before Christmas in 1914. I'm sure they all did. This is an exhausting operation. Next. That's a tiring operation. Diane Obi. From Staffordshire. In separation, one child, former farm labourer, is short-sighted, and to hide this from the committee, he learned the letterboard by heart. Good on you. Tung Soo from Worcestershire. There's a lot of... how can I put this? They don't sound like typical Worcestershire and Somerset names, some of the characters coming through this. Not for 1917. This is a demanding operation. Single, no children, former tailor, the fastest man of his county. Oh, a sprinter. And Hugh Park, Shropshire. Former janitor, remarried. How old is he? 1895. So he is 10, 20, 22. So he's married twice. I guess that's quite possible in those days, if someone had died. He's something of a travel maniac. He asks everyone about their place of origin and asks them to tell him about it. It's a strange note to have on someone's military record, is this? It's a very inclusive game, an alternative World War I. Here it looks like a colonial division took a lot of casualties. Quite likely. Okay, that's demanding operation. And we're back to that one. Okay, let's come out there. So, are these the ones... Were those the ranks? Or were those the... I would like it if it said... Oh, it does say demanding here. Right, so that's the operation difficulty. So what if we put the easy ones in first and the doctor's exhausted instantly? So what if I put him in and then I put the rest card on there and then we put him in? Right, so he'll be exhausted if I let them do all of them, but that's fine. So let's see if I can go in and remember to sort of change that rest card before it gets there. And let's speed the time up a little bit because I don't really know if we're waiting for anything in particular. There he goes. I don't like the symbol of the knife. I know it's a scalpel. It looks like a canteen knife. Get the demanding in first so that the lesser serious cases can wait. The thing is, I'm not sure that it means they're... Who was that? Screaming. I'm not sure if it means they're in, like, higher risk of dying or whatever, or more critical. I think it just means the operation is more serious.
Sir, operation was successful.
There's a lot of screaming and groaning. Nice, these guys. One of them's needed rehab, so we're going to have to see how that works. They can all fit in there, which is a good thing, so we don't need to worry about this too quickly. I could put a nurse in there, actually. Couldn't I? I could probably assign a nurse.